Sorcerer Studios, and welcome to episode 13 of the Dungeon Game Dev series. Now, in the last video, we wrapped up by having the Brute follow Ethan, and I said that I would get the animation set up for him as he was following him, and in between videos, I decided to do that. So, it doesn't add very much more code. I'll show you that in just a second, but there's a couple of bugs that I need to address right now. So the first bug is, as you can see, the Brute right here, he is very jittery right now, and I realize that that is because of the fact that we are invoking the destination point pretty much 4 times a second, and that unfortunately is too slow because we can see every time he changes a destination. So either I'm going to move it back to update, or I'll just set the invoke to a smoother time like 0.1 or 0.05. So I'll test around with that. The second bug is that for some reason he doesn't seem to be moving past this spot, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm currently in the scene, and it doesn't seem like he wants to move past this area right here, and he moves just fine when I go into here. And also it seems like, as a third bug, he's not turning very well, so we have to address that. And it might be because there are a bunch of objects in the way. I could be wrong, but yeah, and it seems like he doesn't want to move around that sword, it seems like. Here, let's test it with the torch. Nope, he moves around the torch just fine, but he does seem to have a bunch of bugs and or glitches that he has right now. So that's what I'm going to do in this episode. I'm going to try to get those fixed, and also try to start a couple of other things, and let's see how this episode goes. So one bug that I just fixed was the current transform of the Brute's health bar, and as you remembered from, I believe, 2 episodes ago, the health thing was flipped. Now I just fixed that, and as you can see, when he goes into the fire, it removes health from the right side, well, the correct side I meant, and this was done by a suggestion from one of you guys, so thank you very much. Basically all I had to do was flip the actual health bar to -1 on the x-axis, and it seems to work just fine. So once again, thank you so much for your input, and it's stuff like this that seems to fix the unfixable. So once again, thank you. So I got most of the bugs fixed. When he gets within a certain radius, he walks to you, and then when he gets within another certain radius, he stops. Now as you can see, there are a couple of bugs, but overall it's working pretty well. Now there is one big bug that keeps happening, and let's see if I can get him to do it. Let's see. So it seems like, okay, so he's not doing it right now. Let me bring up a recording where he's doing it. So ironically, after about 2 minutes of trying to get him to do it, he seems to be working okay at the moment, and the bug doesn't seem to be working. Let's try maybe another 10 seconds of him following to see if he'll do it. But basically what the bug was, for about 5 seconds he would be fine, and then after that he would just fly all over the map. So let's hope that doesn't happen again, but I will definitely try to figure out what the problem was and how to fix it. Now let me show you what is going on behind the scenes. So if we go into the Brute animator, so this is not the animator I'm looking for. There we go, much more simple. So this is all that the Brute has so far. He just has an idle and a walk, and the idle is, well, let's go to the transitions. So the transitions is just the idle goes to the walk if the animation parameter equals 1, and it goes from walk to idle if the animation parameter equals 0. So let's see how we pretty much determine this in code. So if I were to go into monodevelop, we have our pathfinding script, and it's relatively a short script. I'm pretty surprised by how short it was, but you've seen this before, but I've updated it. So basically down here, these are the changes that I've done. Well, actually, I've done some changes up here too, but the major changes down here are when he is in radius, when he's in the follow radius, he will set the destination and then he'll be moving, and all it has to do is set the animation parameter to 1, which will get him to walk. Else, if he's not within the radius, then we'll just set it to 0. So that's pretty much what it is. And also, one other thing I forgot to mention, so it begins up here, where if the follow radius is greater than the distance, that gives him the clear to begin following, and then it goes to another if statement, where if the stop radius is less than the enemy distance, so basically the radius where he's supposed to stop, so if he's not in that radius, then it will begin the movement. And if one of these are not true, then it'll set the animation parameter to 0 and he just won't move. And this else is to this if statement. Now, as you can see, I've kind of commented some lines to just show you what's going on, and I hope this helps. So very nice. So we successfully got the animations working for him. With a couple of bugs, but we're going to put him into the actual scene in the next video, and I hope you guys got some value out of this video. I'm personally having a lot of fun with this, and I hope you guys are too in your own creation process. But for now, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.